Alright guys, just before we get into the video, there is a brand new code for 200 essence. I mean, it's 200. Take what we can get. Code as follows is solo 100 days. Please make sure you do use this code. I don't know when it's going to be expiring by. I've been told it's going to be expiring soon, so quickly snap yourself an extra 200 essence because, hey, why not? Alpha has provided us with a roadmap to look at the next piece of updates that are going to be coming throughout now up until the end of the year. And boys, we got ourselves some juicy characters and contents coming along. So obviously with the current update that's going to be happening, obviously we're going to be getting the two girls. Baron's going to be releasing. We get info on Kaisel finally, so huge thanks to Alpha for that. So Kaisel is going to be providing the passive of defense pen and defense reduction or damage reduction, one of the two. I would recommend you watch the video, FYI, if you guys want to know more. Alpha does go a little bit in depth, of course, but yeah, Alpha did mention that with what Kaisel's doing, it's gonna correlate to how the girls are working. So it's fairly interesting to hear that, because with Dark Element, I wasn't really expecting defense pen, because realistically the defense pen meta or the strat, it's more catered to the fire element. So that was kind of, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, if we're reducing defense to get some defense pen going on, I mean, that could be fairly interesting. Regardless of that, Kaisel's going to work quite nicely with Emma and Tsuyu, and of course for the fire element, so that's going to be a shadow to cater to that. Obviously, and Choi, because Choi can also reduce defense to penetrate even further more. So yeah, so that's pretty much the next shadow. Now, me personally, I'm probably gonna unlock Kaisel, but I don't think I'm gonna invest into him. Probably not. But I'm eager to see on what the girls are doing in terms of defense pen and reduction. So that's going to be interesting to see if they are doing anything like that. But anyway, so that's pretty much with the next update that's going to be releasing, of course. Heading over to the October update, being the 2nd of October. Oh, wait, why is that such a massive... Does that fall under 3 weeks? I think it does. Wait, I'm tripping. So there's going to be a new boss raid that we know of that we're going to be able to do. So new content, new boss raid, should be interesting. Apparently it could very well be weak to light. New weapons, Demon King daggers. They are the wind weapons. Now, I've mentioned this before with whenever they decide to give us a wind SSR weapon or new one, that it's got some competition, because the West Wind, you know, yeah, you got some competition, developers, on releasing some good ass wind weapons. Let's just say that much, because if it ain't hitting the spot, more importantly, we're gonna stick to West Wind. And the next shadow in question is going to be the Golem, which we already know, because again the shadow is already appearing in the game. But the passive on this one is general skill damage. So general skill damage increase. I feel like this might be more catered to over Kaisel, just because of how universally you can quite use this on whatever. Not to say Kaisel's not bad. I mean, he's got a specific usage, right, with the defense pen and whatnot. But in terms of investing and using your shadow traces, right, wisely, which would be best, as it stands right now, out of the two, I think the Golem might be the better choice. So yeah, and Gina, there she is, and she is being catered to the light typing. What is she gonna do? Is this Cheyenne 2.0? Is this another DPS? I feel like that's the... I mean, because technically we've got our tank. She's not going to be a support. There's no way in God's green earth she's going to be a support. That would be so weird on lore-wise. But, yeah, it's going to be another attacking character. I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of... Yeah. Because at the same time, I don't want her to be, like, overly broken. Because then we're in that situation of, what's the point summoning for Chai? If Gina was going to cut, well, then again, the time difference between the two characters, right? There's a lot of months in between them, so it's like, how would we have known, you know? Cheyenne is still good, but we'll see how they go about, yeah, doing Gina. But yeah, light typing in October. So if you guys want to save, you know, there's that. Let's head over to now. There we go. So this is around the region of the half anniversary. So we're still in October, we're in the 23rd. So obviously more to do with the boss raid. I don't know if there's going to be additional extra bosses or content to be released for that. Hopefully that is the case. But as we're all aware, we have a new hunter in the mix, and as expected, it is Harper's and Charlotte's teacher, and a card fortune reader. What? Oh, she's a card fortune reader and a teacher. Okay, so she's basically a witch or a mage of some sort. Libora? Dark type? Why am I getting Libora? Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, so that will be fairly interesting to see on what this character does, of course. I mean, clearly she's going to be a mage type, range type. I'm hoping that she's a bit of a debuffer. But it really depends on what... Well, if Harper's a... No, I can't really see... Because Harper's an attacker, Charlotte is support. I can't see this character being a breaker. So... Yeah, I feel like... Mage, debuffer, debuffing. Oh, yeah, I'll be cool with that. Something like that. And then maybe having a gimmick with fortune cards, like you RNG buffs. That'd be pretty solid. So yeah, something like that. But anyway, that'll be interesting. So that's going to be in October. Now again, this is before the half anniversary, and then, as I mentioned, because obviously half anniversary is either going to be in late October or early November. Early November. Well, I mean, technically this is kind of mid to early November. But anyway, Thomas. Now, the only thing Alpha has said is that he is a beast, pun intended. But he's a monster. Obviously, with what Alpha has seen currently, with where they've kind of built him in terms of the files, etc., Alpha has kind of spoken highly about this character. So it seems that with half anniversary, and it seems that with Thomas releasing, he is going to be a big deal. So I'm excited. Like, I'm ready. I feel like a lot of us are ready. So people might be skipping. So it'll be interesting to see that. And then lastly, this caught my attention a lot. So obviously December is when we get the next big piece of content, outside of Baron, of course, with the next stage of storyline and whatnot. And through that, we're going to get Beru, of course, the Shadow. God knows what he's going to be, well, what Beru's going to be doing, but I'm eagerly excited. But more importantly, as expected, obviously Gotoruji, we already know that was going to be the Arise Festival. The second one, of course, kind of is confirmed, as you guys can see. Well, not confirmed, but as it stands, this is kind of the direction that they want to take it as of right now, unless last minute changes happen. But Water Element, whoo, I am eager to see on how these specific characters affect, because I've stated it many times. Water Element right now is on fire. Still the best in my eyes, right? I am eagerly excited to see on where the Water Element goes in terms of with these two characters, because I feel like even by December, Water Element is still going to be kicking ass, right? So it'll be interesting to see on what route they take in terms of what more support are we going to get. Is it going to be support? That's going to get even more support for the Water Element. Is it going to be... Clearly it's going to be DPS, right? I feel like either or is going to be providing DPS. I feel like DPS and Breaker. I'm getting DPS and Breaker vibes from this. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I feel like maybe a new route needs to be taken in terms of meta if they want to get their usage out of it. But, yeah, that also will then probably correlate into whatever passive Beru is going to be doing. So that's the current situation on what's going on with the roadmap. Again, a huge thanks to Alpha. Obviously, this can go a long way to help us out, because I know with a lot of players, especially again if you're free to play, a light spender, of course, it's very helpful to get a look ahead of time, so that way you can kind of decide on if you want to skip or summon. Obviously, with the half anniversary and Thomas coming along, that is going to be a moment where a lot of people want to dive in and spend all their currencies, which is understandable. Right now, I will say that the October update is looking promising in terms of what Gina could be doing. Well, then again, Light right now is very solid, so I really wouldn't... Well, we got the West Wind. I feel like the Golem might be like the biggest investment here right now, to be fair. With the alternative players, we have these two characters, of course. Excluding what these characters are doing, I do believe that Dark really need that push, and so with a lot of people still wanting to skip the characters, outside of the appearance, you might just have to go for the kit itself, because Dark Hunters really need that buff up. But the big, you know, fight, should I say, would be with this update, because again, not knowing what this character is going to be doing, it's going to be the before update, before the half anniversary, so I feel like they're going to do something crazy with this Dark Element character, surely.